everybody. This is BINGX Coins with Black Lion Kings Financial. We're gonna go over. It's been a while. It's been a few weeks since we've done a rundown of what's going on with Bitcoin, what's going on with the altcoin market in general, and so we're gonna do an overall overview of several tokens. It looks like we have several coins listed here. These are just coins I look at every day. We're not necessarily going to go over every one, but here's what we're going to do. Like, share, subscribe if you haven't already. You're missing out on some pertinent information. As you know, well, maybe you don't know. If you don't know, I called the bottom of the market using the bar bottom reversal pattern. We had a bar top that went to 64 down to 48 up to 69. We called that, and we figured, oh look, to reverse a bar top you're gonna have to have a bar bottom. So that's how I called it. There are several people who called it, but I called it going up to 54k at the high. I did not have the right plan in place in case we continued higher, but we did pivot at 57k. That's the last video. It's the last thing we talked about. That's the overall overview. Of course, we broke through all-time highs. We hit somewhere around 73,600, 700, depending on what exchange you were on. And if you haven't been here in a while, or if it's been a while, we used the market cipher set of indicators down here. So most of how I explain it will be through this group of indicators down here. But what we are going to do, as I was saying, we're going to have quick rundowns, 1 minute rundowns of these tokens that I have been talking about in the Black Lion Kings Discord for a while, the ones we have been keeping track of. If you hadn't known, it's meme season. It's meme coin season. Meme coins have been driving a lot of volume into the crypto market. Right now, it seems that we are near a top of the market. This is the 1 week pattern. We're going to start here with Bitcoin. We are looking for somewhat of a blow off top. We got this. This is the last leg of the blow off top. We got this little retest here, right around 60,700. I had the group waiting for 59,900, and I was wrong. And so basically, I feel like we got front ran on that price action. It should have been closer to at least 60,200. So we had to get in a little bit higher. But this is the last leg of this parabolic move, and we can go somewhere between 40,000 and 50,000 up from here, and on the weekly it's going to look like a straight line. So let's zoom in and see what's going on to finish up this little Bitcoin analysis. As you can see here, we're going on a parabolic line. We missed the tap here. In my opinion, we missed that tap, and it looks like we are continuing up. We are somewhere under 67,000. Majority of my group got in around 64,500 or so. If we take the Fibonacci levels, we're going to just give you a local Fibonacci level. We're not going to talk about the overall, where the overall market can possibly go. We're not going to spend too much time on that. Okay, we have to hit the reverse button. It looks like we hit somewhere around the 618, or maybe we missed it a little bit, and we're gonna pull back, and then we're gonna have to we could probably pull back to the 382 level, down to 65,500, and then potentially bounce from there. And if you can see, it looks like RSI is topping out, but the blue momentum wave looks to be peeking through after a green dot, looks to be peeking through the VWAP, the yellow wave there. So we could see some more upside after a slight pullback. And if we go down to the hour, this slight little pullback could go down to there, or if we reverse, so that's the golden pocket, 618 to 65%. We could either have a 38% pullback, or worst case, we're going to want to see no more. We're going to reverse it again. We're going to want to see no more than a 61% pullback from 68,300 on down to 63,000, around 600. Okay, before we see another bounce. But I do think we end up seeing a bounce somewhere around here if we want to stay bullish. And then I guess ideally overall on this overall level, we do want to see a move up to the 786 level here, 71,000 120 or so in order to show that we have some momentum to the upside. Okay, so now we're going to take a quick peek at Ethereum. Not really looking at Ethereum too much these days, but we did, on the note of hitting the 786. I believe Ethereum is going to at least go back to all-time high at 5,000, and that will show where the rest of the market is going. I'll keep that analysis right there for a future outlook. But we did hit the 786 Fibonacci level. Ideally, you just want to pull back to either this. You would want to pull back to the 0.5 or the the 3.82 at the worst. And usually there you see, there's a structure right there waiting for us. But we want to see a bounce at 2,800. Otherwise, we're going to see a bounce somewhere. You want to, if you're looking for a pullback, you're going to want to look for a pullback somewhere between 2,800 and 2,900 and 2,400. Okay, and we're going into Solana. Again, we're going to try to keep these 1 minute. We have what we're looking for is a very similar structure here. We drew out the 1, the 2, and the 3 as the high. And if we pull this back a little bit, maybe I erased it. Okay, so we were looking at 1, 2. How high did it go? 0, 1, 2. Possibly going to 3. So first we want to go to all-time high. It looks like we already got the overextension. Where is it? Okay. What's going on with this? We want to draw that as the fib bottom, and we draw the all-time high as the fib top, somewhere around 250. We've already hit the 786 again. We want to pull back into it. Looks like we pulled back perfectly into this golden zone where the 618 is. I mean, if you flip it around, it's a 38% pullback from this top to this bottom. And it looks like we are potentially continuing back up. That's on the weekly. If we pull back to the daily, nothing wants to click. Okay, we pull back to the daily. The blue momentum waves are just continuing to move up. Yeah, we got a red dot, but the green money flow is continuing to build, which means money is continuing to come in. And as you can see there, we got that nice perfect bounce. We could still come down into this support area if Bitcoin wants to retest the area it just came from down here and give us a God-given second chance at getting in on this price action before we go to new all-time highs somewhere around 61K. You're going to see similar price action for Solana coming maybe somewhere back to 120, even back to 133 on a bullish bounce. Okay, Pepe is the main token I was talking about with the team. It was the first one I was talking about. I said, get in now. Don't think about it. Get in. Okay. And because it did all of this, and you may have missed all of this, we're going to erase everything just to start fresh. We got in at 0.135, and we rode all this all the way up. Okay. Profits were beautiful, and you may have seen the last video I made about it. It was, for me, it was about 11,000 to 13,000% gain, which was beautiful. And some of the Discord was able to experience that as well. And so Pepe is leading the rally with altcoins. But from the weekly perspective, it looks like it's getting tired from up here. We got a higher high on the tallest candle, then a lower high, while we're starting to curl over on the momentum wave, and the VWAP is pointing down. This is the 1 week on. This is the overall crypto market chart, but at the same time, we go into the daily, draw the Fibonacci's. We're going to just do Fibonacci retracements today, keep it really simple. Okay, and we got a 0.5 bounce no matter which way you flip this Fibonacci. You flip reverse from 0 to 1 or 1 to 0. We got a 50% bounce. It's nice to see some confluence with the Fibonacci levels. Okay, so from there, it's 50% is it could go any way from here. And so what we do is we pull up the Fibonacci again, and we're going to zoom into either the 8 or the 12 or the 4 hour. And then we're going to measure from the top of this run to the new higher high. As you see, lower low, higher high, higher low. All right. And so now ideally, while it is looking like it's getting tired, RSI is curling over. Momentum wave looks like it could be peaking sometime soon. Yellow VWAP wave looks like it's coming down. But money flow is either going sideways on the 4 hour or it's coming back up. It's hard to tell, so I call it sideways. And so this could end up being a weakening of the move, and we're gonna want to see another higher low somewhere, somewhere around here, touching that line in confluence with the blue momentum waves, creating another higher low as well, whether it's somewhere around there, around the 0 line, or somewhere around there. So we want to see a higher low continuation into at least the 618 to show at least some structure growing around this area between here and here. We want to see some structure around here, but ideally, again, we want to get to that 786 level. It shows that we're going to start playing above the 50% on up to the all-time high, and then even higher than that. Very bullish on Pepe. We're not going to do BNB. Nobody really cares. Bonk. I talked a lot about Bonk. This one's easy. This was given to the paid group exactly where the bounce was going to be at the 786. We used the 786 as the worst case, and we also got it's the worst case for a possible bounce and continuation. And we also got some confluence with this level over here, so that was a pretty easy trade to take. Okay, we're going to remove that now. We're gonna just remove everything and start over. As you can see, I was thinking we were gonna bounce here and come back up to this line here, and it looks like we're trying to make our way back up. Remove the drawings, and then we're gonna zoom out to the 1 day, because this is the Bonk perpetuals. There's not much history. We're gonna use this level as the bottom, go all the way to the top, all-time high. Okay, and so then we'd have to reverse it, and I'm guessing we hit the 618 if everything was right. And okay, sorry, yes, just like we said, the 786, and we got a higher low on the next candle on the daily, and we got another higher low after that as well, the little red candle there, back into the 65% or into the golden zone. So then what do? We use this level as the bottom, right? 786, nice confluence, higher highs. That's when you move that level up. We keep the top level as the highest level that we're gonna flip it around as we're trying to go up. We're saying we're in an uptrend. We got higher highs, we got higher lows. So now the first target is going to be 618. We at least want to see some structure building if we're in a stable environment. We want to see some structure build there. We set an alert right at the 618. Again, if we fail and start turning over anywhere before the 618, we could see either coming back to this level here to retest. This level is now your range. Let's talk about the range. Your range is this level here. And what do we like to see after we get a range? So say we fail, say we come here and we fail, we want to see a bounce here, and say we get a lower high, we want to see a deviation. Maybe it comes down to that level right there. We get a deviation, and we start building our way back up, and ultimately we want to hit the 786. Not saying that's exactly what's going to happen, but that's what we want to see. If we get a deviation early, that's kind of good, because there are a lot of people who are already thinking we're going lower, and if we go lower off of this structure, that's fine. We're getting that out the way, because I think we could ultimately, worst case, we revisit these lows here before we start trending back up. As you can see, this, I like to work off of fractals. We get I don't know, something, it's hard to draw this one, something like this before we get a breakout. So yeah, we can get the same thing. We get, this one was a 1, 2, and we talked about this in an old video. We got basically a quadruple bottom with the higher low to end it, and then a massive breakout higher high into that level. And we can get something much like that again over here for Bonk before we end up, trailing higher or trailing lower, higher lows, and then we break out. And then we break out. Okay, so that's Bonk. Myro, one of the coins I'm looking out for very intently. let's just keep this simple. We really don't. Well, we'll say this one thing about Market Cipher. We got a lower low, lower high, lower low, and now we're looking for at least a high. At least we're looking for a equal high or a higher high from here. Okay, that's ideally what we want, and we also got a bull div off of this level here compared to the lower high, lower low. So that's great news. Now let's simplify the page. Okay. So the good thing is we got a bounce off of the 65% right in the golden pocket. We wicked right in the golden pocket. I drew this line just now. It didn't hit the line exactly, but you can if you know what you're doing with parabolic trend lines. We got the break up from here. We got the break through this last trend line, and then we retested it. It's not an accident. That's how it happens. We got a retest. We broke down to the you draw the line to the 618 level. So ideally, you'd be like, oh, it's gonna go right there. Okay, from that level, and you'd ultimately start buying in right there. And that's if the indicators are showing, oh, there's a reversal happening. And for here, we got we'd have to zoom into the 1 hour. We got this bull divergence right there, lower high, and from a lower low and a lower low on price action, then ultimately we got a higher low. Okay, so that's what you're looking for bottoms. Always basic strategy: lower low, higher low, and from here you're going to see this is why it's called a bull divergence. Lower low into a higher low. Okay, and that's what the green line is symbolizing. You can say, okay, this is somewhat of a bottom, even if you're only scalping it up to here. You see a red dot on the 1 hour. Boom, I'm going to sell right there. You could have made, and again, I show this in another video. Look up my videos, and this would have been a 29-30% move for you on a nice little scalp with or without leverage. Okay, so we're going to draw the Fibonacci. We're going to go to the 4 hour. Okay, we're going to take the Fibonacci we already have because we're setting that as the new low because we hit a nice confluent level. Set the top. Let's simplify that again. We're going to flip this around again. Okay, because you want to go from 0 to 1. If you're in an uptrend, you're going from 0 to 1. If you're in a downtrend, you're going 1 to 0, right? Or sorry, you're going 0 to 1 in the downtrend. All right, so we're in an uptrend. So ultimately, we want to mark out that 618. Okay, we want to see 618. We want to see 65. We want to see a hit of the golden pocket, pullback. Ultimately, a pullback. So we want to see. This is what we want to see: up, down to the trend line again. The more we touch those trend lines, the better. 786, and we come back to that support, and then ultimately we want to see takeoff from there. Okay, that's ultimately what we want to see during this time. Okay, so that's Myro. Whiff did its thing. As you can see, it went from these lows at 30 cents all the way to $3.45. And while I didn't catch the initial move, I definitely caught most of this move here as I was explaining in the Discord. So we're gonna go Fibonacci here. Let's see, we're gonna take a look at Market Cipher first. What is this? Let me get rid of this, and on the 4 hour we don't have any cumulative volume data, excuse me. But what we did have here, we do have dwindling volume. As you can see, the big green wave goes into basically a sideways, a chop up, chop down, chop up, chop down, and same thing with price action while we were going higher. So eventually we got a lower high. After we made a higher high, then we broke the trend line. Okay, this one's not going to be perfect because there's a lot of chop going on. We broke the trend line, then we hit this trend line after going back under it, and from here, honestly, you're going to expect another failure. You're going to expect a lower low. Our range looks to be our range that we were trying to keep, not very long, was from here to here. Sorry, and from From this range, the bottom of this range, we're looking for what? A deviation, right? Okay, so if we are using this range, we're using it as a deviation. We could expect to move back down to the 618 before we move back up. So it's a mixed bag if you're looking at what's going on with all the other altcoins and with Bitcoin. We could get another pullback. Ideally, we want another higher low pullback before we have another move up. We start trending back up again and finishing the blow off top for alts and for Bitcoin. Okay, XRP. This one's simple. We zoom out. What we want to see from XRP is we want to see a break of this trend line. All right, and historically, once we got a break of this trend line, we got a breakout. Same thing here from the very beginning. We have a trend line and we break out massively. This one, we have a trend line. We have an area of interest that we want to get to. We break out, consolidate, break out again. That is the pattern that goes on with XRP. XRP is not a very good utility token. Yeah, it has a lot of ideas of what it wants to be, but it hasn't, in all of its life, it hasn't had any real utility except fast speeds. And you can get a fast, you can transfer a token very quickly with hundreds of other tokens, but XRP needs to actually do what it plans on doing, whatever the hell that is. I'm sure the XRP people, I was an original XRP, I was originally an XRP army at 0.004 cents, by the way, and then I realized they're just a banker's token. Okay, ultimately, we're still waiting. It's holding what, $25 billion, overloaded, overbloated. Okay, that's my rant on XRP, but we're still waiting for it to get to the 618 at $2.24.25. Ultimately, we want to see it break out massively somewhere, at least go back to $3.50 and higher. Okay, this would be the cycle, the part of the cycle where we would see that blow off happen. And typically, we see a massive move once Bitcoin starts coming down. So keep an eye on that. Waves, same thing. Waves is way underutilized, but Waves is following Bitcoin right now. Okay, so we did break out to $4. As you see the box there, it drew it, gave that to the paid group. $4. I had it at $4.84 or something like that. $4 and something like that, 85 cents. We got that. We pulled back. We hit this trend line. Okay, and we bounced up from it. And so what do we do from there? Take the Fibonacci. It's hard. Okay, we're on the 4 hour. Let's just go to see if we can get something out of the daily. So we have less noise. We're either going from this level or going from that level. We'll start from this level and see if we get any confluence. Otherwise, we'll move it back up. We flip it since we're going to go 0 down to 1. Since the trend we are going is down in this case. So yeah, we did hit the 618. So that is a good level to take. We hit the golden pocket right there. So this trend line is still alive. Okay, so we want to see some bouncing off of it, or we want to see a double bottom move from here and then a bounce back up, which is, it looks like that's what Bitcoin wants to do. And if we pull this down, if we were to take this, I mean, since we have it here, this will be in another video as well, but if we want to take this, if we took this level and we set a buy order at the 618 at $3.10, we'd be up 40 cents by now with where we're currently at, which is at the 0.5 level. We want to break this 0.5 level. We flip this over, reverse it, and we want to see, we make the next level. So if we bounce here, we do want to go to the 786 right away, but if we don't, we start pulling back and consolidating again. We use that as the next bottom. We want to see a move back to $4 and what is that, 24.25 cents, and ultimately to the 786 at $4.55. Let me finish my thought from before. So then you're looking at somewhere around 35% to 45% if you were to get in at the bottom here. Okay, and then you use your stop loss right below that level. Okay, yeah, we could have a deviation from this range. The range is from here. The range is now from here to here. You have a deviation, so plan on having this other level hit in the future, which it has done most currently in the past. So if we do pull back, we're going to want to get somewhere around $2.84. That's it for waves. Link, slow moving Link. Link is one of my favorite tokens. It has done me well in the past. I bought from 32 cents, sold somewhere around, started selling at $32 on all the way up to $54. It's making pretty much the same pattern as we're getting here. So it looks like it is a good time to start buying again. But it has become a banker's coin. It's much like Ripple. It's making these bankers and financial institutions promises. So that is it's a slight turnoff. But I trade charts. I trade up. I trade down. If it looks like it's about to go up, I trade it. And so identically, and we'll keep this quick, identically, it looks like Link is right here. Okay. That's where it looks like Link is. And if you're playing fractals like I do, which has worked for me, I'm going to keep that there for, I was working on something. I'll make another video on this. We're going to go up from here and we're going to make some crazy gains over what looks like the next, identically over the next, what is that, 140 days, so a third of a year. So you're looking at about 4 months. Over the next 4 months, we could be somewhere back up to new all-time highs. Now SLERF, the bonus is SLERF. I am bullish on SLERF. I got into it early. I caught the trend early. I do a lot of research all day looking for the newest, hottest token. This token, it looked like it was a rug pull, but again, if you do your deeper research, it's the same thing I did with the original Squid Game token, where I made a 300x in 4 hours on $300. It's not a rug pull. It was a liquidity token burn. Yeah, the initial, the pre-sale buyers got rugged basically, but that was good for the rest of all the other buyers who stuck with it, because basically the pre-sale buyers weren't able to take their tokens and dump on the market immediately. So the price went up drastically from somewhere around $20 million on all the way up to $500 million. Now we're consolidating within a range. We're going to keep this one quick as well. We're consolidating within that range. Okay, we draw Fibonacci, use this as the bottom level. We're going to say this one is the top level for right now. Okay, we flip it, reverse it, and we are staying above the 786. We're getting somewhat of an uptrend, and we want to ultimately come back to this 75.6 cent mark to touch the pink trend line as well. And then ultimately we're going to bounce off of it and hopefully stair step from there, because there's so much liquidity in this token. This token is a once in a lifetime, once in a cycle type of token. It should only go up from here. I can't imagine how it's going to go down. So that's it for all the tokens for now. If you have any recommendations that you want me to look into, let me know in the comments below. Let me know what your favorite token is, or what your favorite meme token is out of all these tokens that I've just given a quick analysis on. Send me some comment. Tell me where I was wrong. Tell me where I could have improved my ideas. I'm always looking at everybody else's ideas. If I'm stuck, I look at somebody else's ideas, and nobody's ideas are original. If you're using the same indicators, then if you're using one indicator, then there's 1,000 other people that can find what you found as well. So I don't think that any idea is original. This is all free information. I'm just giving it out. I'm just giving my perspective for what I see, trying to keep it simple to help you better your trading or your investment strategy. So come join the Black Lion Kings Discord. We have a lot going on over there. We've been pushing free or very cheap airdrops. We've been jumping into several of those. We also have a paid premium group for different purposes. We have day trading. We have shitcoin, meme coin hunting and searching. We post those multiples of those up on a daily basis. And we also have the open chat members group where we talk about a lot of random things, and I give a few freebies every now. We give a few freebies every now and again. So yeah, come talk, come join the discussion, create a discussion, however you want to do. We also have play to earn game group that we talk in as well. So that'll do it. Thanks for watching.